Welcome to the 5th annual Bold Like a Mother Vision and Strategy Party for Moms. So we host each year a live online vision and strategy party that allows moms to conveniently attend an event that's for them, that allows them to really write out goals for the new year, things that they want to accomplish, things that they've long desired to reach, but just don't really know the right strategy to reach those goals. So you're at the right place if you're looking to reach bolder goals. If you're just looking, no matter what area in your life, whether that's your emotional, your mental, your relationship, your personal, professional life, we're here to give you key tips and insight throughout the night that just relates to things that we would like to discuss with you. So whether that's a transparent insight on like what things have you faced as far as overcoming goals and how do you push through, and up to information on strategies to win. So you will hear a variety of topics, and we decided to keep it open this year, so it's not formal where we have a specific topic. This allows for us to have intimate conversations with each of you, and I want to thank each and every one of you for registering and purchasing a ticket to attend. I know that we have a few people that were not able to come, but this session is recorded, and you will have access to it, a lifetime access. You always have the link. So to get started, we're going to kick it off with one of my favorite friends, and she's going to be our host for tonight, our official MC for tonight. She is Lakia LB Bradenburg, also known as the Wife Coach, and I am going to read her bio. Okay, so LB, she is the wife to Derek, coach to wives. LB is the Wife Coach. She is a 2-time best-selling author who is committed to helping women who are married and are planning to be to know the difference between being a married woman and being a dynamic wife. Hello, all the wives out there. So LB empowers women to get rid of the fairy tale syndrome and create a more realistic vision for their marriage and role as a wife by tapping into the power of the P and knowing when to tame your tongue. Her clients are taught how to live the happy wife life and create their own picture-perfect marriage. And speaking of picture-perfect, like this is not a setup. But I have your book at the top in Brentley's room. So here it is. This is a copy of LB's book, Picture Perfect. He's not perfect. I'm not perfect. But together we are picture perfect. There's a special edition out there. So nothing else to say, but like you're going to be super excited to interact with LB tonight because she is so totally awesome. I'm introducing our official MC for tonight, Miss LB.
Good evening. Happy Thankful Thursday, everybody, and a Merry New Year to you. Thank you so much for that amazing introduction. We're so formal and we're so informal.
Right.
But I want to say thank you all. I really do. I want to say thank you. And like I said, happy Thankful Thursday. Before we even get started, let me say thank you to you, Domonique. Domonique is a wife. She's a mom. She's an entrepreneur. She's an engineer. Okay. Hello. She is really creating this platform for moms who have big dreams and just giving us access so that we can make our dreams come true. So thank you so much for doing that. I want to also thank you in advance to all of our amazing speakers, our phenomenal speakers tonight, for being able to share your inspiration through your personal stories, giving specific strategies that are going to help take these moms' dreams, goals to the next level in 2019. And I want to also say thank you to every mom who is on here, every woman who was either investing in a ticket or received a ticket. Notice I said investing, because I want us to get out of the mindset of spending money. I want us to get into the mindset of investing, because when you invest something, ladies, and this is going to be, a very informal, so talk to me. When you invest something, you're expecting a what?
Return.
A return.
Yes. Yes.
So I want you to look at this as an investment that you've made so that you can get a return on what it is that you specifically need. So did I say thank you?
Yes.
Did I say thank you? Okay, because what y'all don't really realize is that the vision board party is starting right now. Like, I just gave you your first strategy. And over the years, I have developed an attitude of gratitude. And the more that I give thanks, the more things are appearing in my life for me to be thankful for. Mm-hmm. Write that down. That's your first strategy. That's your first tip. The more I give thanks, the more things are appearing in my life for me to be thankful for. All right. So I really want you all to have an attitude of gratitude. I'm actually just receiving an email from one of our next speaker is a productivity coach, life strategist, and author who is passionate about igniting purpose to help women identify and achieve their goals. She challenges women through accountability and introspection to set milestones, tackle their vices, and operate in their power by accomplishing their mission. Please help me welcome the Igniter, Rose-Ann.
I just love the energy in here tonight. I feel like you ladies are just hungry for something. You have amazing plans for 2019, and we are here to help you kick it off so that we can stop dabbling in our goals, dabbling in our dreams, but like actually getting off the sideline and going right into that water. All right? I just love the energy, love the collaboration, and let's get it started. So basically, Domonique said to me, hey, would you be a part of this? And I said yes immediately, because why not? She's amazing. Who's going to say no to Domonique, right? So pretty much she asked me to share.
Bless you.
Thank you, love. She asked me to share my story, just give a little bit of tips, and then share more about my services. So one of the things I love about what Domonique is doing and why I want to be a part of this is because she has this amazing platform where she just wants to help women optimize the work that they do. Work-life harmony is very important to me, and Domonique is approaching it from a different perspective, which is so critical. It is mission critical to get her information and get the awareness to everyone so that women can have a better lifestyle, so women can be seen as the amazing woman that they are and not be boxed into, you're a woman or you're a mom, but just seeing the full potential that women have. So I'll share a little bit about me. I'm an American-born Jamaican, so this is my little sorrel. This is a hibiscus drink. I don't know if y'all ever heard about a sorrel, but it's a Jamaican drink.
Yeah, man.
I was born in Connecticut, and then I moved to Jamaica when I was a baby, 6 weeks old. I stayed there until I was 16. I finished high school, and then I came to New York. By the age of 21, I finished my associate degrees in travel, tourism, and hospitality. Then I did my bachelor's in psychology and communication, and then I did my master's in corporate communication. I've had different roles in event planning, consulting, retail, customer service, fast food, the whole nine. And then in 2008, I took a 10-month contract to teach English in China for 2 years. It was an amazing experience. And then I came back to New York in 2010, and I worked in employment. Then I quickly moved over to human resources and benefits. Then they trained me to do payroll, accounts payable, procurement, IT. So pretty much I'm doing like all those different things. And you're kind of like, well, where's this going? Like, your life is just kind of like, can we have a straight line? You have some people who they wake up and they say, listen, I've been putting things together since I was 3. I've been drawing this. I want to be an architect. I want to be an engineer. Or you have certain cultures where the parents tell you, no, you're going to be a doctor. You're going to be a lawyer. So you already know where you're going, right? But my life hasn't always been this well-orchestrated plan where you go to med school, you become a doctor. You go to law school, you become a lawyer. That has not always been my life. So in 2013, in January, I started dating this man. By July of 2013, I was engaged. And by October of 2013, I was married. Now, this is an amazing man. He's a Nigerian guy. We've known each other for about 13 years now, and we've been married for 5 years. So that's 2013. All that happened in 2013. Fast forward 10 months later, I'm a mother. I have a son. And then in 2016, I'm a mother of 2 sons. Now, the reason I'm telling you this is because there were demands on my resources. As women, we are natural nurturers. So I love being a mom. I love being a wife. But there was a woman before that mom. There's a woman before that wife. and she had dreams. There was a little girl who always wanted to travel, always wanted to write a book, always wanted to be happy, right? And then you kind of feel like as a mom, those things get put on the back burner. Like, okay, well, you know, I have a wife. I have to do what makes my husband happy. I have children. I have to put my life on hold until they're 18 or 21 or whatever number you make up in your head, because it's all in your head, right? So right now, I work as a productivity coach. So I still have that job where I'm doing the benefits, the payroll, the AP. I'm still doing all that, but I'm doing productivity coaching. So the point of me telling you all of this is a lot of times you look at your life and you're saying, it's not one straight direction. It's going in all different places. But guess what? I coach these amazing women, and I'm not saying that to brag, but I have doctors, I have lawyers, I have reporters, I have journalists, I have engineers, right? But because of all these different jobs that I've done, that gave me a broader horizon. So now I can relate to different people based on my experiences and my education. So that's my point of telling you all that background. It has nothing to do with, you know, my accomplishments. It's about when you look at your life, you get to write your story. So I decided that, you know, I love being a mom, I love being a wife, but these people are taking up all my time. And I have these dreams, I have these goals, and motherhood is not a graveyard, okay? It is not a cemetery. Motherhood is not where dreams go to die. So you take back your power, like Miss Paula said, you take your power and you say, okay, where do I want my life to go? And what do? You write it down. You write down your goal. You write down your vision. You write your own story. So I wrote my story and I said, I want to be a woman who ignites passion in other women to complete and to fulfill their dreams. So my business is called Light a Fire. It could be a spark. It could be a campfire, a bonfire. It could be whatever, but you're going to light a fire, right? And sometimes it's me lighting fire under your tail. Like, listen, you got to do this, right? But that's my goal. That's my dream. That's my vision. So I have an amazing opportunity to work as a productivity coach. So a few things I want to say to you. It's 2019, and statistically speaking, only about 80% of people who, you know, set their goals, it's a very small number of people who accomplish them. Because like LB said in the beginning, you go to conferences, you have the hype, but there's no skill, there's no strategy, there's no intention, there's no focus. So you leave with the hype, you leave with the excitement, but you don't have a plan or tools or the resources to get to where you need to be. So don't put too much pressure in 2019, like, oh, it's 2019, here are the 25 things that I want to accomplish. What you need to do is, one, have an abundant mindset. An abundant mindset. Why do I say this? When you have an abundant mindset, you say to yourself, I am enough. There is enough. Because once you start to say there isn't enough, that's you making excuses. Once you think that there is not enough resources, there's not enough time, then you're making excuses. Time is your friend, right? Time is not your enemy. You need to become friends with time. Why? Because that's what life is. Life is seconds, it's minutes, it's hours, it's days. So how you spend your time, that's how you're spending your life. So that's why I want you to adopt that abundant mindset, that you are enough, there is enough, and stop making excuses. So if you're writing it down, number one, I want you to adopt an abundant mindset. Number two, write them goals down, right? So when I was talking to Domonique, she said, teach people how to, you know, she's like, talk about whatever you want to do, but I really want them to walk away with, you don't need a lot of time to get things done. I wrote a book. Where's my book? I wrote this book in 10 minutes. 10 minutes per day, right? Because I said, I have 2 children. I'm never going to have 2 hours sitting down. Somebody's going to interrupt me. There are dishes to be washed. LB is smart. She's doing laundry right now, right? But I live in Jersey. We don't have our own washing machines. I got to go to the laundromat, right? But if I'm at the laundromat, I can write. If I'm on the bus commuting from Jersey to New York, guess who's writing? Guess who's having conference calls? Guess who's working? Guess who's reading? That's me. You find pockets of time. There are 24 hours in a day, and I'm not giving up my sleep. So I have to find it somewhere else, right? So I'm doing it on the bus. I'm doing it on the train. My lunch break, that's 1 whole hour. Don't tell me you don't have time. Because if I had an app to track how much time you spend on social media, I ain't judging nobody, but I'm just saying. If I had an app to find out how much time you spend on social media, and if I even see 20 minutes, don't tell me you don't have time. So back to this book. I wrote this book 10 minutes a day. because I knew if I said 1 hour, the first day I would start to get discouraged. I'd start to feel overwhelmed, like, man, I missed it. Next day, I missed it. But when I started with 10 minutes, one or two things happened. Either A, I wrote for 10 minutes and I was like, all right, go done, next. Or two, I wrote for 10 minutes and momentum built. And then I looked up and I'm like, oh, it's been 11 minutes. It's 12 minutes. 25 minutes, go girl, right? So you start with bite-sized pieces. You don't lose weight 100 pounds at a time. You lose weight 1 pound at a time. So how are you trying to write a book in one day, right? Whatever your goal is, break it down into bite-sized pieces, but also schedule time. If we're looking at time as 24 hours, you're never just going to have more time. You have to make that time. You have to carve that time out. So if you say, okay, I want to lose weight. All right, let's do it. What does that look like? Is it 5 minutes on the treadmill? Is it 10 minutes on the treadmill? Is it going to the gym once per week because you can't commit to 5 days per week? That's what I'm talking about. Write it down, break it down into bite-sized pieces, schedule time to accomplish them. And then the last tip I'd say is accountability. I have some of the most supportive friends, but one thing that was critical for me was to burn my cape. I remember when I had my first child, I was enjoying motherhood so much that every time someone said, hey, let me watch your baby. Hey, let me give you some time off. I'm like, I'm good. I really didn't realize that I needed time because I was enjoying the time with my child. But one day my friend was like, bro, just let me take care of the baby. I'm like, okay. And I tasted that freedom. I said, oh, okay. I could sleep. I could do what I want to do. And I could trust you with my kid, or my kid could just be in the other room. This could work. So I started asking for help. In essence, I burned my superwoman cape, because the only super that I want is that supernatural that's added when God puts his super on my natural ability. That's the only super that I'm looking for. I burn that cape, and that's what I tell my clients. I'm like, listen, sometimes I'll joke with them like, all right, superwoman, you knocked out 2,500 tasks today. That's great. But I tell them in a minute, burn that cape. Burn that cape. And I tell my kids all the time. So I have a 2-year-old and a 4-year-old. My 2-year-old will wake me up, even if my husband is outside watching TV. It doesn't matter. He will climb over my husband to wake me up. And then he'll say, eat. And I'm like, he's like so bossy. So I'll say to him, wake up, Papa. Wake up, Papa. And he's like, no, he's sleeping. I'm like, well, hold on. So my husband is sleeping, and that's okay, but mommy can't get us some rest. I tell them all the time, I said, listen, honey, you have 2 parents, and we are equally capable.
Right.
If you want something, my husband is sure capable to get water. So, just burn the cape. And if you have people who are supportive, it doesn't have to be your husband. It doesn't have to be your mother. You build your own tribe. You build your own community. And it's mutual. It's not that you're always taken from them. But if you have people who want to sow into you and you're willing to sow back into them, you make use of that. So the accountability piece, you get your friends if you can't afford a coach. Shameless plug. If you can't afford a coach, hey, I'm over here, productivity coach. But seriously though, get that accountability and get that support. Because a lot of productivity has to do with mindset. It starts with a desire, but you also need cheerleaders building you up. You may have some days when you're like, I don't know if this was a good idea. I think I made a mistake. You need that friend. It doesn't have to be your husband. It doesn't have to be your sister. It doesn't have to be your mom. You need that friend who will tell you, keep going. I believe in you.
Love it.
I think I gave y'all enough.
Oh my goodness.
You guys?
Y'all give it up for Roseanne.
Thank you.
Let's get rid of that mindset that we're a strong individual. We are, yes we are, but we would be so much stronger if we would leverage and use those relationships that we've been nurturing for all these years. So thank you again, ladies. Before we move into our final speaker, I do believe Roseanne has something to share before the strategy session.
I do. So Latasha made a really good point. One of the things that I coached women about is called the Imposter Syndrome. And it's something that I struggled with on my own. I never heard of the term until I started going through it. So pretty much what it is you feel like you're a fraud or someone is going to find out that you're not as good, right, Latasha? So your sorority sisters are probably like, oh, Latasha's the truth. Or your stepchildren are always like, oh my God, she's so amazing. And then you have this small fear that one day someone is going to find out I'm not that strong. I'm not that smart. I'm not that good. And what I found interesting is that women like Oprah, Michelle Obama, Maya Angelou, after she wrote her 11th book, was still going through this. So it's okay. We can get through it together. But basically, it's something that tries to hold us back. It's a form of self-sabotage. Like, I don't want people to find out that I'm not really that great. People keep saying, oh, she's so great, she's so strong. I don't want people to find out that I'm not that great. And that's an imposter syndrome that we have to work through. The other thing I wanted to say really quickly is on your vision board, if you could put be authentic or be vulnerable. Because a lot of times, we go with the material things or the physical things, but there's certain behaviors that we need to break to become the best version of ourselves. In 2018, one of the big things we heard was check on the strong ones. A lot of times we get upset or we wonder, how come someone's checking on me? Well, if you always have the facade that you're okay, why anybody needs to check on you? They know what you're going to say. I'm okay, right? So we have to be vulnerable. There is intimacy in being vulnerable. There is honesty and truth, and it's authenticity. So if you just put on your vision board, whether it's to be authentic, to be transparent, to gain more intimate relationships, like people keep talking about tribe and village and squad, but if it's just about picture, selfie, there's so much more to it. It's about intimacy, authenticity, transparency. So definitely leverage those relationships. Hey, Sybil!
She preaching.
That's it.
Y'all gonna have us broke tonight because we're gonna be passing collection plates and cash apps all night long. And I love what you said, Roseanne. We're actually gonna talk about this toward the end, right before I bring on Domonique. But you said be authentic, be vulnerable. And I want to encourage you ladies to put the two most important affirmations on your vision board, and that is I am. Write that down. Whatever you believe, whatever you think, and you attach I am to it, you will become. Yes. So if Roseanne is telling you to be authentic, to be vulnerable, when you are speaking those words into existence, make sure you declare that I am vulnerable.
Love that.
I am authentic, because whatever you attach to I am and believe, you will become. And on that note, we are going to bring up our last speaker, who is the creator of Bold Like a Mother, and feels it's her purpose to host vision and strategy parties once a year to remind moms that even when they feel their time is limited, their goals don't have to be. She is the wife to her loving husband, William, and mother of 4 children, y'all, ages 9, 7, 5, and 8 months old. Please welcome my girl, your girl, Domonique Townsend.
Hey, y'all. Hey, y'all.
Hey, girl. Hey.
So we're going to get started with the strategy session. I did have music, but I know I was trying to play it. If y'all
don't nobody here but you.
Right, I'm sitting there dancing. I was like, that explains why everybody's like, what's she doing? Make a move to the air.
We ain't heard nothing.
No one can hear the music. Hold on. Let me see how you treat me. Hopefully an ad doesn't play before it. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a 15-minute strategy session. So you have your paper and pen ready. Let me see if I can get Golden to play on the phone without an ad coming up. There goes an ad. Hold on, let me fix it. Can you guys hear that part?
Yeah.
Oh, look.
Hey.
Now it makes sense. See? I'm on beat. Let's see. I will be going to a share screen. Okay, I'm going to share the screen. And so tell me if you guys see it. Do you see it now? Oh gosh, I didn't click the share button. Hold on. Now can you see it?
Yeah, that would help, Domonique.
Thank you.
Yes, we see it.
So I like creating like shiny stuff and presentation slides with a little, even in the boardroom, I occasionally put like a dash of glitter. They're like, what is it at the top? Like, they're going to get some of this shiny and stuff.
Right, that's feminine touch.
Right, so I am going to be talking providing a strategy. So we have, I put that, I'm print screen the things. Why did I print screen? It's supposed to do something else. Okay, can you see it?
Yes.
Okay, so this strategy session is entitled the Bose Effect. So the Bose Effect is every year, like I like to think of someone that inspires me to develop a strategy to win in the new year. So last year I had Mignon Francois. She's the founder of the Cupcake Collection. So she inspired me because she talked about joy and finding your joy and how when there's power in saying yes to God and giving it all to Him and taking that one step forward in the direction you need to take. So my strategy that I was working on was the joy strategy, which was the Mignon effect. So she is the founder of the Cupcake Collection. This year, the person that has been inspiring me throughout the year is Bozoma, also known as Bose St. John. So she, if you haven't heard of her, she is bad. I mean, she is bad. She is right now she's currently the chief marketing officer for Endeavor. She was the chief brand officer of Uber. And she's also been involved, if you like Beyonce like I do, with her virtual friends. I am her background dancer. But she is like, she did a lot of the Pepsi commercials for Beyonce. She coordinated that and was behind the creative juices that were flowing in how do they have an ad where they can utilize Beyonce but also increase sales. She's worked with Apple Music. So this is a person that has inspired me because throughout her interviews and anything that she does, she's always authentic. Like she delivers these game-changing assignments. You know, the thing that happened with Uber, with having a lot of it was a lot of questions of the integrity of the company because of the CEO at that time. And as he transitioned out, they needed somebody to come and help change the game, get Uber back where the brand was still popular within America. So they kind of helped. She kind of helped spearhead the brand and rebrand them and their approach and how they interact with customers and keeping them. And as you can see, Uber is still at the top of the game of the ride share. So just in that, like a lot of times when she speaks, she always emphasizes on being authentic. And she's known for her fashion. She's known for her personality and style. But she can have on a shiny rainbow color skirt, hence the rainbow background. The rainbow color skirt in a boardroom full of like middle-aged white men and hold it. Like she doesn't apologize. Her hair's big, like her braids are long, like whatever it is, she's just authentic. So it inspired me to drive the leading of this strategy session using the Bose Effect. So she's also a mom to Lael. So if you are on Instagram, she is the Badass Bose, BADASSBOZ. That's her Instagram handle, and she's dope. She's super dope. Okay, so now I'm going to get started with the strategy. So we have 3 key things to keep in mind as you go throughout the year, but all of the information that you learned today, make sure that you write down actionable items as it relates to the strategy. So I want to tie in everything that people have said today, and I want you to use it in this particular exercise. So the number one strategy to win in 2019 is embracing the space that you hold. So we talked about gratefulness. We talked about having gratitude and expressing thanks. What have you been thankful for today, and what have you complained about? So write down what you have been thankful for today, and then what have you complained about today?
Them kids.
Right, I complained about a lot this morning. It's a true, like right before the vision party, I almost caught the house on fire trying to put some burgers on a skillet. I walk in, so I was complaining about it's just too much going on. Have to cook all these meals for all these kids, like having it normal. So I'm definitely putting that down. Just complaining, like I didn't really have nothing to complain about. Only one burger burnt, so that was mine. Everybody else was fine. Hopefully the fries in the air fryer got open and somebody got the fries out. If not, there's extra fries for me.
Right.
And I didn't I have on a jogging suit outfit up under this this dress because I was like, I'm gonna party some kind of way. So like those things. Tasha says she loves burnt burgers. Yes, especially crispy on the edges. Okay, so evaluate your list. So now you're looking at the things that you complain about, and you're looking at the things that you like were thankful for. What's more? What's bigger? Like somebody unmute themselves. Do you notice that you're complaining a lot more than you're being thankful for things in your daily activity? Like things that you're worried about that you shouldn't even be worried about. Things that you complain about, but there's always a solution, and there's nothing that you should be surprised about. Like me, I shouldn't be surprised that every time I want to do something, no matter how convenient. This was convenient. I literally had to walk into my daughter's room to sit down in front of the laptop. Something always happens, but it always works out. Every day. I mean, it's something that's not like, I'm not surprised. Like it always happens. So why am I acting like I'm surprised and complaining about things not being convenient? And I need to just digress. So I know for me, it's kind of like, wow, I complained more than I was thankful for today. So I want you to put down, write this affirmation, not this affirmation, but this charge for yourself. Charge yourself to say, I will no longer complain about the things that I should be thankful for. So even when the kids trying to arrange for the kids, and you're like, okay, with kids and goals. So that was the biggest thing. That's why I really catered to moms. I've gotten feedback, believe it or not. I get a lot of DMs that are they're not positive. They're kind of like, why can't you do stuff for all women? Why moms? Have vision parties for all people. This is purpose just for moms. Because with moms, we have this dynamic that we can't just leave at the house and walk away. We're always moms. We don't, all the time, no matter how old our children are, no matter what phase they are in life, we still have this, we still tied to human beings. And oftentimes, we start getting stretched on time, we start getting stretched on thoughts, and it interferes with our path for our goals, or we think it interferes with our path on working towards our goals. So the thing that we need to focus on is just being thankful for our family, being thankful for the house. If you tripped over something in the house, be happy that you had a house to trip on something in. So just those basic things we got to keep in mind and embrace the space. So if you're not where you want to be in your life right now, learn how to embrace where you are by being thankful about the things you can control. There might be a lot of chaos that you feel like you're experiencing, but there are some things that you can control, but you're so busy focusing on, oh gosh, I don't have enough time for this. I didn't get ready for that. I got to prep for this. You're so busy doing that you're missing out on focusing on the things you can control. So I know it's kind of hard to let it go and focus on the things that you can control, but you have to at least try increase one at a time, one day at a time. You're like, okay, I'm gonna do it where I'm gonna be more thankful for the things that I complain about and just focus on the things that I can't control. So that's the number one strategy. And look at your list so that kind of allows you to see wow, I'm doing a lot of complaining. I need to stop it. How does that can impact your drive and your goal to be bold. Okay, let me get this life together.
Domonique, can you say that one more time? I will no longer complain.
I will no longer complain about the things I should be thankful for.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So number 2 strategy to win, stay authentic in unfamiliar crowds. So this ties into a lot of things that were said tonight. We really have to, there's power in authenticity. There's power in being yourself. For me, I would never talk about vulnerable moments or things that are ugly or lead me to cry. But lately, I could cry at the drop of a hat now. But before, you would not catch me talking about things that made me appear as someone who did not have it all together. And what I learned is that it impacted my sanity, because even at home, I would struggle and be like, gosh, everybody expects me to be strong. So the second I show weakness or what I thought was weakness, that people will think, oh gosh, what's wrong with you today? And now I've learned it's power in authentic. Hey, I have an off day. It's okay. I don't have to always be on, so I took that pressure off myself of trying to always be on, trying to always, because we don't fit in. You're not going to fit into a crowd. So if it feels unfamiliar, you do not have to be a chameleon. You just need to be yourself, and the right people will connect to you. And if you feel like, oh gosh, I really wanted to connect to A, B, and C people, or this type of organization or whatnot. If you get into the professional women organizations, I want to say organization, I meant the cliques within like the events you go to, you notice how some of them bunch together, they probably came in and you're coming in and you're like trying to be associated with the people around. So, and then you're like, oh, well, let me blend in with them. Or if you ever done that before, like I have in the past, where I will blend in and I would try to blend in and I would go, wait a minute, I'm not being, authentic, like I have to keep that facade going. So it's easier to just be authentic than it is to try to blend in, because you have to keep up with that. So stay authentic. We have a lot going on on our plates to try to keep up a facade that's not us. Strategy number 3. Oh, with number 2, write down a time that you have not been authentic. Write down a time that you have not been authentic. Where did you feel like you were faking the funk? One of the things, when it gets around holiday seasons, I always say you got family, you got relatives. So it's a difference. You got the relatives. You see them every holiday season, but those are the ones that always express opinions, telling you about your life. They base what you do based off of your Facebook post, not even realizing like half of what you do in your life. Like with me, I didn't even post about being an engineer because I don't post about that. It's not. I mean, it's something I do, but it's not something like, okay, engineer. Like that is just a skill set that I have. And I remember getting comments about, well, you're no longer an engineer. What are you doing? I see these entrepreneur events. Entrepreneurs don't make stable money every month. So, like all of that coming from relatives that are just criticizing every step I make. And they don't even know what's going on. So it's kind of like, wow, let me just stay authentic to myself. Let me stop trying to blend in and cater to this relative of saying, well, I'm trying, I'm still an engineer. Like, no, like I post what I post. That's your fault. That's what you think, but let me tell you this, I don't want you to feel comfortable enough to come to me and give me opinions. So when you're authentic with yourself, you're more comfortable to tell people, like you're comfortable to tell people to stop. You're more comfortable to tell people to stop when you're in your authentic realm. So number 3 for the authentic part. I'm sorry, y'all. I forgot because I wrote it down on another sheet. So with the authentic part, when you talk about the time you was not authentic, you need to talk to yourself and say, how will you change that? So maybe it's a time where you felt like, hey, I was being a little fake with that. What are the things that you would do to change that? So write one action item of what will you do to change that. For me, I'll talk about what I've been unauthentic in. So I remember, like, I was at this event and I was trying to like blend in with the crowd so I can meet one person that would be a good connection into a corporate business. So I figured I had to like blend in with the conversation, talk to them and be like, oh yeah, that's what I do. And I'll be willing to do A, B, C, but it really was like, no, like I'm just doing that to cater to be convenient to what they were talking about. When I could have just been myself and say, hey, I'm looking for an opportunity. I would love to offer my services at your company. And, instead I just went all the way around, volunteered myself for half of the things that she was talking about. And, for me, I was like, why did I do that? All to try to get a connection. Like, that's not authentic. It's like, it's just using a relationship or using that as a way. Like, I'm like, no, I can just be authentic and say, I'm looking out for my services. If there's an opportunity, please let me know. Or, if there's anything that I can do in relation to the things I really came for versus just saying yes to things that they were just talking about in the crowd. So make sure you do that. So let me check the chat real quick. Yes, y'all are just putting some nice stuff in here. I'm telling you. So, okay, back to the work. So now number 3, strategy to win. Be bold in the pivot. Be bold in the pivot. I'm telling you, like, it's like things don't have to go like the way we plan things out. We're really like strict on that plan. And if it doesn't go the way that we thought it should go, we get frustrated. And a lot of times, some people delay their goals. Some people push it back. Some people say, you know what? I don't even feel like dealing with it because it's not working out. It doesn't mean that is you, but it's your strategy. So you might need to pivot and do something that's in alignment with the things that make sense. So for me, for instance, I wanted to do, it started out as a documentary, The Rise of the Working Mother. the Rise of the Working Mother. I went to a company and was trying to gas up the Rise of the Working Mother by saying we have this, this is what we do. But all I really wanted to do is just express the story of Rise of the Working Mother. But companies were not really like listening to what I was trying to say, because they said that I was more of an advocate, and they were not looking for an advocate for working moms. They were looking for people that were consultants, and so they worked for all employees. And I was just like, oh my gosh, I really wanted to be the Rise of the Working Mother. So what happened was I had a come to Jesus talk with myself, and I said, you know what? Let me see how I can still solve the problem of the working mother and do things that I'm really passionate about in my skill set. So I had to pivot my entire business. And this year, I'll be working on the pivot part. So it's going to look totally different. And I know people are going to be like, wait a minute, Domonique is doing that. I thought she was just doing this. But it's like I have to focus on being in alignment in the direction that I need to take, that I really truly feel that it's my purpose. And it's going to cause me to pivot. So this year is going to be a super bold year. So those are the 3 strategies to win. And that's does anybody have any questions on the 3 strategies to win? And on the third one, and being bold in a pivot, write what's not working in your life. One thing that you could think that's not working in your life. And then say, what is a solution that you can do to change that? So if you have something like a business, I think all of us are entrepreneurs of our own life, our own family. Like what's not working in your relationships, what's not working, and then what will help you in the pivot. There are resources out there. We have to utilize expertise, like experts, and utilize their expertise. Because one of the things I used to do, I used to like think I could YouTube a free video and figure it out. Like, no, you really have to get with people that are experts in that. It alleviates the pressure of trying to figure out how to be an expert in something. And also it allows you to connect with other people and grow in areas that's beyond your wildest dreams. So that is my portion for the strategy session. So I hope you guys like that. And Roseanne, thank you so much. Roseanne is my productivity coach as well. So that investment has reaped great dividends and really like accomplishing things. And I know when getting tasks done, I was like really caught up on getting tasks done at a certain time with Roseanne. She was like, wait a minute, you can do all the things. Like, so I would hold a lot of pressure on myself thinking I didn't do anything. Actually captured the accomplishments we made. So we also have to like really give ourselves props for the things that we do, even if we didn't quite hit the goal that we sought to reach. So that's something to keep in mind this year. So a happy announcement is here, and that is the 2020 Bold Like a Mother Vision and Strategy Party will be on January 9th.